Hello, good afternoon, students. Am I audible to you? Students, my voice is audible to you? If yes, type it in the chat box. So the last class, what we had discussed about conditional formatting, right? So we had done till this formulas. So I think last topic you would have not understood. So I'm repeating this. Last class we had done conditional formatting by using highlight cell rules, top or bottom rules, data bars, color scales, icon sets, right? So today we'll see how to use conditional formatting using formulas. Okay. Now here I have a data range from A47 to E52. Now my condition is I want to highlight the records of those employees who is working in accounts department. Okay. So now what I have to do to highlight it, first need to select the range. When you're selecting the range, no, you're not supposed to select the field name. That is the headings. You should not select it. Okay. Select the other data range. Then you need to select conditional formatting. Then you need to select here new rule. After that, you should select use a formula to determine which cells to format. Then here you have to give equals. So whenever you're using formulas, it should always begin with equal sign. Okay. So now what is my condition? I want to highlight the records of those employees working in accounts department, right? So now what I'm supposed to do is I need to lock this column. So to lock, I'm using here dollar symbol. Okay. Dollar, I'm using to lock which one? This column. We have to give first dollar symbol, then D. Okay. Then from which row I have selected the data? I have selected from 48th row. So you need to give 48. Then give equals. So now my condition is what? The person who is from accounts department. That we have to give within double quotes. Type here accounts. Now close double quotes. Then go to format. After selecting format, if you want, you can apply the font style, that is regular, italic, bold, all this. If you want to apply fill. So now let's say I want to apply the theme color, that is this. I'll click on this. I'll click on OK. Then OK. Now it is highlighted the records of those employees who are from accounts department. Okay. Now let us modify here. Now I want to highlight the records of those employees who are working in sales department. So how to modify? To modify, what you need to do is you need to select again conditional formatting. There you have an option called as manage rules. You need to select that and then you need to give here select the rule, then select edit rule. Now, what I said, I want to highlight the record of person who is from sales department, right? So here we need to change it to sales. That's all. Then click on OK. I don't want to change the format, so I did not change the format. Now click on apply. Okay. Now you can see here only persons who are from sales department. Currently, there is only one person from sales department. Only that person's record is highlighted. So now again, if I want to make other changes, let's say I wanted for records are employees who are earning a salary greater than 20,000. Okay. So now what is my condition? I want to highlight the records of employees who is earning salary greater than 20,000. So I already selected the range. As I'm modifying here itself, so what I need to do, need to select conditional formatting, then manage rules, select it, click on edit rule. Then now what I have to do here, I have to modify. What I have to modify here, see, previously I wanted to highlight the records of those employees working in accounts or sales. But now my condition is what? I want to highlight the records of those employees who is earning salary greater than 20,000. So which column I have to log? I need to log this salary column. So now what you have to do? Check salary is in which column. Salary is in which column? It's in E column. So instead of B column, you have to specify there E. Okay. Then 48 is a row. Why row? Because from here itself I have selected the range. You should specify here from which row we have selected. So we have given from which range to which range. Now my condition is what? Any person earning the salary greater than 20,000. So equals is not required. Here you can give greater than 20,000. Remember, if you are giving the text, you have to give within double inverted quotes. If it is a number, you need not to give double inverted quotes. Okay. So I don't want to change the format again. I just click on OK, then apply. Okay. See, these three are persons who are earning a salary greater than 20,000. Now, let's say I want to include even 20,000. So how do I include? To include, you have to make a simple change. That's all. Go to condition formatting, manage rules, select the condition, edit rule. If I want to include even 20,000, you have to give there greater than equal to. You should not give equals to greater than symbol. Okay, greater than equal to 20,000. Then click on OK, apply. Okay. So here if I make, let's say, I'll make change here as 14,000. Now can you see there? It is not highlighted because the current cell value is 14,000. Okay. Students, if you have understood this topic, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Now, I have only one condition, right? Okay, to highlight the records of employees who is earning a salary so much from this particular department. If I have more than one condition, okay. Now let's say the next one, I want to highlight the records of those employees who is from Bangalore and accounts department. So person should be from which place? Bangalore, and they have to be working in which department? Accounts department only. So when you have the conditions like this, if your conditionals, like if you don't have only one, if you have more than one, here we'll be using one function, that is and, and. Okay, in this function, no, it will only highlight the cells if it is matching with both the criterias. If it is not matching with both the criterias, then it will not be highlighting. Okay, so now let's check that how it works. Again here, don't include the headings, select the data range, exit the headings, go to conditional formatting, select here new rule. Then here you have to give use a formula to determine which cells to format. Then give here equals. Then what you're supposed to do, here you have to start with and. Type here and, then open the bracket, that is parenthesis. Then what is my first condition? Bangalore. So now check where is Bangalore, in which column? Bangalore is in place field, and place is in which column? C column. So I have to log this C column. So I'm using which symbol? Dollar symbol C. So now this column is locked. From which range we are selecting the data? From 56. So type here 56. Now give here equals within double inverted quotes. Type here what? Bangalore. Okay. Now close double quotes. Then you have to give comma. Okay. Because I want to give one more criteria there. Criteria are condition, they're nothing but same. So now what is my next condition? The person should be from accounts department, right? Accounts is under department field, and department is in which column? D column. So you need to log this dollar D, again 56 row equals within double inverted quotes. You have to give what? Accounts. Now close double inverted quotes, close the bracket. See, when you're typing double quotes, don't give single quotes twice, okay? Hold shift and press that quote, you will get double quotes. After giving this, go to format. Now also I want to apply the color only. So I'll select the color itself. Then I'll click on OK. Okay. Now see, it is highlighting the person record who is from Bangalore and accounts department. See, there are other people from accounts and there are other people from Bangalore. It is not highlighting there because it is not matching with two criteria. So what is the criteria I had given? They have to be from Bangalore as well as from accounts department. Now let's see here. I'll change this to not that. I'll change instead of Mumbai to Bangalore. See, then this is also highlighted. In and, all the conditions must satisfy to highlight. Okay. But now, if I want to highlight if the person is from either a place, a particular department, then we have one more function called as R. In a similar way, you can do here. Again, I'll select the range. Here they can be either from Bangalore or accounts department and can be from any place. Then what you need to do is you have to use which function? R or R. Go to conditional formatting, select here new rule, use a formula to determine which cells to format, then give here equals. Now how we have to begin with? R or R, open the bracket, parenthesis. Now search for Bangalore. So Bangalore is in C column, $C, and the range is starting from 64 equals within double quotes Bangalore. Next is what? Department. So which department? Accounts department. So let's give $D. I have logged this D column because it has to search in this column and a department. So again, the range you have to give. So I have selected data from which row? 64th. Then give equals. Now within double quotes, you can give here accounts. Close double quotes. Close the parenthesis. Go to format. Apply whichever color you want. Click on OK. And OK. See, this person is from which place? Bangalore. and from which department? Sales department. Either they have to be from Bangalore or accounts. Now, if you don't want any conditions like this, to clear all the conditions given, you can go to conditional formatting, go to clear rules from selected cells. Wherever you have given in the same manner, selected, go to conditional formatting, clear rules from selected cells. If you give like this, it will clear it. Okay. In this, do you have any doubts? Please let me know in the chat. Hello. Now my voice is not audible. Okay. Students, let me know my voice is audible or not. Next is to highlight the blank cells. So now how do we highlight the blank cells? So select the range. Then you need to select here what? You need to select conditional formatting. Then give here new rule. Then go to use a formula to determine which cells to format. Give here equals is blank. Just open the bracket or parenthesis. Just don't specify, no need to lock anything. My condition is wherever there is a blank cells, that has to get highlighted. So from which range? Row is 80 and column is A. Just specify here from which range we have selected. Just close the parenthesis, go to format, select it, click on OK. Okay. Now see here, any cells which are blank, that gets highlighted. So we have used now AND function, R function, and is blank. In this, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay. So next, we'll move on to the next topic. Now I want to fill this data. So what I do, let me give 101. I'll give 102. I want 102, 102, 101, 102, 103, 104. What you need to do for this? You need to block these two cells. Then you need to fill down like this. Okay. I think you remember, if I just give 101 and then if I click and drag down, it fills the same value. If I want another value like 102, 103 like that, a growth value, you need to give a linear value. You're supposed to give the number 101. I have given the first cell. In the next cell, I have given 102. Log these two cells and then click and drag. Okay. Now, next option is filter. Okay. So what is meant by filter? Filter is nothing but it is a button which we use to filter the values. Means to filter the values is nothing but to view only specific field details are based on a specific condition. We can view the data. Okay. Shortcut key to add and remove filter is Control Shift L. Okay. If I want to remove this also, you have to use what? Control Shift L. So to add also we'll be using what? Control Shift L, and to remove the filter also we use Control Shift L. Before going to this format as table, we'll see how to use this filter, because format as table will be similar to the filter which I'm using. But in format as table, we'll be having different format styles and we'll be having extra features. Okay. Now, let me add a filter here. You need to place a cursor You need to select the cell where you have the headings. Then use what? Control Shift L. Okay. Um, Currently, I don't want this employee code column, so I delete it. I do right click and then delete. Later I want, so that time I'll be adding it. Now you can see here there's a button. If you click on that, what and all it shows, it is showing A to Z, Z to A, sort by color, and text filters. Okay. So what type of data we have below this name column? We have alphabetic data, right? So in place, we have here again A to Z. A to Z is nothing but what? Arranging data in ascending to descending order. Z to A means from descending to ascending order. Okay. Here also we have alphabetic data. Here also we'll have text filters and then same A to Z, Z to A. But here what we have? Here we have numbers. Okay. So here it will show smallest to largest, largest to smallest. And then here we have sort by color and number filters. Okay. In this column, what we have given, see, I have not given text or numbers. What I have given here is date. So it will be in date format. Now, if I click here, it is showing what? Oldest to newest and newest to oldest date. And here we have this date filters. Means in each year, how many months will be there? Every year will have 12 months, no? In the same manner, if I click on this plus, it will show which are the month details we have given. Okay, so now let us see based on text, number, and then date. Okay. So let me first click on this. So what is the first option we have? A to Z means arranging it in alphabetical order. Now you can see first I have entered the name as Sam, then we have J, then Ankit, like that. Okay. Is it arranged in a proper order? See, it is either ordered in ascending, descending, or descending to ascending. But now I want to order it in a proper way. I want to arrange these names according to alphabetical order. So I'll click on this. Remember, this whatever I type in this row, it is considered as what? One record. When this will be sorted along with this name, even other details also will go to the that particular row. Okay. Not only name will be sorted. Along with name, other records also come to that position. Okay. Now, Sam is the name, is from Bangalore, working in sales department, is earning a salary. Now you see, I am going to arrange these names according to alphabetical order. So I click on A to Z. Can you see here? Sam Bangalore sales, his record details have not been changed. Okay. What we are doing, we are just reordering. That's all. If I want to arrange this data in descending to ascending, then what we can do? Then you can click on here Z to A. So when you click on Z to A, it will be arranged in descending to ascending order. Okay. Now, if I want to arrange in ascending descending, what I'm supposed to do? Click on the same and then click on what? A to Z. Can you see here? We have an option called as sort by color. Why the sort by color option is used is when you have applied any color, and then based on that, if you want to sort, then we'll be using it. Now let's say for two cells, I'm going to apply a cell color. With this, I'll apply this color. And for A7, this Sam, I'll apply font color. Okay. Now I have applied what? I have applied cell color to cells and a font color for two cells. Now what I want is, I want to order the data. I want to arrange the data based on color. So now I want to view the cell data first. If I click on that, that will be displayed in the first position. Okay. If I want it now by font color, click on sort by which color you want. Now, let's say I would have given some names with cell color or font color, and I want to see first cell color, then font color, cell color, and then font color. Like that, if I want to customize or arrange my data, then click on this sort by color. Here we have an option called as custom sort. Okay. Now I'm sorting based on name. So here we have name first, then font color. First I want to arrange it by cell color. So I'll select cell color and I'm going to choose, I want this color data first. And the next level, click on add level. Then again by name. Here I want with font color. So which font color you want, you can choose it. Then again add level, select here name. I want again the cell color value only. Choose the cell color. Again click on add level. Then again name. Here I want font color and click on the format. So I want to choose the same color. Then and click on OK. Now see, first we have got the data where I had applied a cell color, then font, cell color, and font. Now, if you don't want to use the colors, it's not necessary you have to use. If you have applied any cell color or font color, and if you want to sort it, then we'll be using this. Okay. Now, I don't want any format for this, so I would clear the formats. Now, I think you have understood A to Z and Z to A. That is nothing but arranging data in ascending or descending order. Now I want to use filter. So filter means to view only specific records. Now I have clicked inside what? A filter. Okay. So here we have text filters. So when you click here, you'll be able to use a filter for only name, not for place, not for department, salary, or date of joining. Okay. So now I want to use what? Text filters. In this text filters, I want to view the names of the employees or records of those employees whose name is beginning with letter M. So you can see here begins with, right? So click on that and type M and click on OK. Now, what records you're able to view? You're able to view now the records of those employees whose name is beginning with letter M. Okay. So, if you want to clear the filter, what you need to do? Again, click on that filter where you have applied. Click on here, clear filter from name. Remember, we are not deleting any records. We are just filtering the records. If you want to clear, sometimes it will be using Control Z also. At the same time, if you want, you use Control Z. What you are supposed to do is to clear filter, you need to click on the filter where you have used, then you have to remove it. Okay. Now I have one more condition. I want to view all the names of those employees whose name is having the character or the letter A. Okay. I'll click on this text filters. Here you have an option called as contains. Click on contains and type here A. Okay. And then click on OK. So it will only display the names of those employees whose name contains letter A. See, Sia, here there is A, here you have. So any names which contains a particular character. To clear it, again, click on the same, clear filter from name. Now, I have one more condition. I want to view the records of those employees whose name is ending with letter T. So how to search that? Again, click on the same text filters. Then what you're supposed to give here? Ends with. Select their ends with and type a letter. Okay. And then click on OK. Now there are two employees whose name is ending with letter T. Now how do we clear it? Click on this clear filter from name. If you're already knowing which employee data you want to view, let's say Max. If I want to view his record, I can directly type in the search. So just type Max and press enter. Okay. I'll just click on that option. Okay. To clear, click on this. Click on here. Clear filter from name. Okay. Now I have one more condition that I want to view records of those employees whose name is equal to only 4 characters. How many? 4. So how to check that? Click on this. In the search, you need to type 4 question marks. So if you type here 4 question marks, okay, it will only show the records of those employees whose name is equal to only 4 characters. Okay. Now to clear, what you need to do? Click on this clear filter from name. Remember, we use question mark to denote how many characters. Okay. Now let's have one more condition. I want to see the records of those employees whose name contains third letter as H. I don't know whose name contains the third letter as H, but I want to search for those records. So how to search? Click on this. Now I don't know which are the names contains third letter H. So first need to give 2 question marks and then third letter is H. After that I don't know which are the names which it contains. So you need to use your asterisk symbol. Okay. So it will display the name of those employees whose name contains a third letter H. If you click on OK, it will display their names. Okay. To clear, click on this clear filter from name. Now we have used 2 characters, that is question mark and what? Asterisk symbol. Question mark is used to represent any single character and then asterisk symbol to represent series of characters. Okay, you have to remember this. There are 2 wildcard characters. They are question mark and asterisk symbol. Okay. In this, if you have any doubt, please let me know in the chat. Students, do you have any doubt in this? Type it in the chat box. I hope my voice is audible to you. Did you understand this concept? It is sort and filter. If you have any doubts, type it in the chat box. Okay, now I'm going to the next column, that is place. Okay, so here we have sorted and filtered the data based on name. Okay. If you want to sort or filter the data based on place, we need to use your place filter. So here names were not repeated, but here places are repeated. Okay. Now, if I want to view only particular place data, let's say I want to view only Bangalore and Mangalore records, means employees who are from Bangalore and Mangalore. If I want to view only their data, then what do you have supposed to do? Click on this place. Here we have this option, select all, deactivated, select here Bangalore and Mangalore, and then click on OK. So now you can only see the records of the employees who is from Bangalore and Mangalore. Okay. Now to clear, how do we clear this? You need to click on this option, click on clear filter from place. Now here we have sorted the data based on name, right? If you want to arrange the data based on place, you need to click on this, select here A to Z. A to Z is nothing but what? Arranging the data in ascending to descending. So here based on place means which character comes first? Bangalore, right? So B is a letter which comes first, it is Bangalore. C, Chennai, Delhi, Kolkata, like this it will display. Okay. So now on whichever fields you click, no, if you are using that particular filter, see, if I click in this department column, that means I'll be using here department filter. If I click here, we'll be using which filter? Place filter. Okay. Again, to clear it, if you have added anything, means if you have added any filter, to clear it, you have to click on this, use what? Clear. But currently I have not used a filter, so I need not to clear. Here in department, again here we have different departments, that is accounts, marketing, production, accounts, sales, right? So now I want to view the records of only accounts department. What you will do? You can click on this. If you want, you can directly type here accounts. Click on OK. Here, click on this clear filter from department. You don't want to type it. You just want to select means click on this. Disable this. Select only accounts. Then click on OK. To clear it, what you have to click on this again. Clear filter from department. Okay. See, in these three columns, what filter I had? There was a text filter. So here also you have same. See, text filters equals to, does not equal to, begins with, ends with. Even in place as well as department will have text filters. But in this, what filters will have? We will have here number filters. So to use number filters, I need to click on this. Now I want to view the records of those employees. Right? I want to arrange this in such a manner that whoever is earning salary, highest salary, that has to display first, and then lowest should be displayed last. That means highest to lowest. Click on the salary filter, select here largest to smallest. If I want to see lowest to highest salary, click on this and then select what? Smallest to largest. Okay. Now, if I want to view in between and all, then you can click on this. You have to use number filters. If I want to use between, now I'll give here between. Here you can select like how you want, is greater than or equal to, just is greater than you want to view. Now let's say is greater than 20,000. Okay, is less than or equal to, so what is the highest salary I have given here? 28. So I'll give here 26. If I click on OK, so it will display only the records of that employees who's earning the salary greater than 20,000 and less than or equal to 26,000. To clear it, what do you have to do? You have to click on the salary and then click on what? Clear filter from salary. Now, I have told you in the last class that if you select any numerical range, you can see the average, count and sum. So average is nothing but total divided by number of values. Count means how many numbers the selected range contains, and sum is nothing but it is addition of these numbers. Okay. Now I want to know, or I want to view the records of those employees whose salary is greater than 22,000, means greater than this average value. Then what do you have to do? Click on the salary filter, number of filters, above average. Okay. If I want to see below average, click on this clear filter from salary. Again, click on the filter, select here number of filters. Then you need to give what? Below average. Okay. So how do we clear this now? Click on the salary filter. Click on here clear filter from salary. So it will be clear. Now I want to change this dates. Let me add different dates here. By 2020 to 2014. So here I'm entering two dates or random dates. So here I'm entering date in MMDDYY format. MMDDYY is nothing but what? Month, date and year format. So in all the rows I'm entering in the same format. 6 to 2015, 6, 6 again, I give 7. Now here, whenever I click on this now, it will show here date, because here I have entered the data in date format only. Okay. Before going to date format, I would like to know whether you understood the concept of sort and filter. Please, if you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Here I have entered few years data. So now let's say I'll click on this filter. Here we have oldest to newest. Oldest to newest means what? Old dates to the latest dates. If you want to view it in a opposite manner, that is in newest to oldest, click on this. Then if you click on this option again, here we have sort by color. When do you use sort by color? Sort by color you can use when you have applied a color to the cell or you have given a font color. Okay. Now in this date filters, no, we have your equals to, before, after, between, tomorrow, today, next week, last week. There are so many options available in this. Now before going to that, let's see why it is showing 2020, 2016, 2015 and 2014. You know why it is showing like this? You have seen there, right? I have entered the data in which format? date format only. But why it is showing me here 2020, 2016, 2015 and 2014? Because here now, if you click on this plus, that means it will show other data. Okay. So by default, when you go to date filters, here it will only show years. In that, within that years, it will show month details. And then when you click on that month, it will show what are the dates you have given. Okay. So now I want to see only based on years. Now I want to view the records of those employees who have joined in only 2020. Now I'll deselect this and then click on OK. Now it will display the records of those employees who has joined in that particular year. Okay, that is on 2020. Now I'll click on this and clear filter from date of joining. Now let's use this date filters. Here I'll give this month. If I give this month, I don't know whether I have given this month details or not. If I click on this, will it display anything? See, it's not displaying anything. Why? Because I have not given this month details at all. So if I have given means, then only it will show the records. So to clear, again, click on it and then click on that clear filter from date of joining. Okay, again, I click on this filter. Here we have date filters and I'll give here between. So whatever dates you have entered in this, right? All the dates it will display. Now I want to see the records of dates is after or equal to 2016 and is before or equal to this. If I click on OK, only in that range it will display. Okay. So to clear, what you need to do, click on this date of joining filter, click on here, clear filter from date of joining. Now, I want to view the records of those employees from a different name, from a different place, from a different department. Is it possible in this date of joining? It's not possible. On whichever column you click, there only you'll be having filters for that particular data. So in this column, I can only do it for what? Date. Okay. Here we have this quarter and all, right? Next quarter, this quarter, last quarter. But here, no, I have not given here this month, this year details. So I cannot use it. Okay, not even when I say I've not given this year details, so it will not show anything. But let's just add this month details. Okay, in this I'll give 2 and this I'll change it as 2021. Okay, now let's check. This is month, this is date, and this is year. And click on this date filters. I'll give this month. See, it is displaying this month details. Okay, and I'll clear it. Here we have this quarter, next quarter, and last quarter. Now, can you tell me how many quarters will be there in a year? So there'll be totally how many quarters? There'll be totally 4 quarters, right? So now I'll give here date filters. If I give here this quarter, it will display only this quarter details. Now I'll clear it again. See, there are so many years. So many years means I think totally I have given 5 years details. It can be any year, but if I want to see only second quarter details, here you have an option where you need to select date filters. Then you need to go to all dates in the period and then select here what? Select, if I want to see only second quarter, click on your quarter 2. So it will only show that particular month's records or that particular quarter records. Okay. Again, click on this clear filter from date of joining. Now, I had given a filter based on what? Quarterly. But now I want to view the records of employees who has joined in 6th month. It can be any year, but I want to see which record, any person who has joined in 6th month. What I have to do here, you have to click on this date filters, then all dates in the period I have to give, which is 6th month. 6th month is June. So when I click on here, June, it will only show that particular month details. Okay. I hope you understood this topic of this date filters. If you understood this, please type it in the chat box. Now, how do I remove a filter? I hope you remember the shortcut key to add and remove filter. If you remember, you can type it in the chat box. What is the shortcut key to add and remove filter? Shortcut key to add and remove filter is what? Control Shift L. So to add also we use the same shortcut key as well as to remove. Very good. Next, here we have a format as table. What is meant by format as table? What is meant by table? Table, it's nothing but it's a collection of rows and columns. Okay. Now, what I want is I want to format this data as a table. Okay. So before going to that, I want to show you how to rename the range. Okay. Now, I want to have a copy of this sheet. Yes, I'll be explaining you about the assignments at 3 o'clock. Okay. So first let me complete this concept, then I'll tell you. Now, how to change, how to name the range. So what I said, I want to have a copy of this sheet. So the name of the sheet is main data. I want to have a copy of this. So how do we make a copy of the sheet? We need to do right click on the sheet name. Then you have to select what? Move our copy. Then you need to select where you want. I want in the same workbook. So I'll not be changing anything here. Here in the drop down now, we'll be having like which are the files that are open now. All the files will be listed. But I want to create a copy in the same workbook. So what I'll do is I'll not be changing anything here. Just what I'm going to do is I'll click on here, create a copy. Okay. You should not just give move and then don't click on OK. You have to click create a copy and then click on OK. Now I want to rename this main data as data 1. So I'll do right click, then rename. I'll type the name as data 1. Okay. Now I want to hide these two sheets. So how do we hide it? Right click, then hide. Right click, hide. So currently I'll be using only this sheet. Now I want to have a copy of this data in the same sheet only. So I'm selecting the range. So I want to select the range from A1 to E11. Then what is shortcut key of copy? Shortcut key of copy is Control C. Then place the cursor in the cell where you want it. Then Control V, paste. Okay. Now I want to give a name to this range as data range. That means when I select it, no, it will show as what? It will show as A1. It is not showing a name or range that is from A1 to E11. Okay. So what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do what? You need to select it and then click on this to rename it. First, what is the most important thing you need to do? You need to select the range, go to name box, give backspace. You need to type here. I'll give the name as employee data. After typing a name, press enter. Now, if I go to any sheet, I'm going to add a new sheet here. If I click on this, it adds a new sheet, or you can use a shortcut key Shift F11. Okay. Now, if I'm working in different sheets, okay. Now I want to access that data, but I remember what is the name I have given, but I don't remember in which sheet I have entered the data or I have saved the data. If you remember just the range name, it is sufficient. So now, currently I have only 3 sheets. Just let us consider I have many sheets. I have around 10-20 sheets, but I don't have time to search in each sheet where I have entered that data. So to go to specific one, a specific range, you have given the name for that range now. What is the name we have given? Employee data. So come to name box. You can see here drop down now. Click on that. Can you see the name here, employee data? Just click on that. It will switch to that particular range. This is called as naming the range. You can also name a cell as well as you can name the range of cells. When I say cell, this is single cell. If I want to name the cell also, we can name it. How do we name? First, we need to select it, type the name. Okay. So instead of, if I give the name to the cell now, what it will do? Instead of showing A13, whatever name I type here, the same name, it will show whenever I select the cell. Okay. And now let's see what is format as table. Okay. So now we have used this filter now. That is, we use Control Shift L to add and remove filter. In that, we had only sorting and filtering option. If I want more options, let's say I want to give a style, means I want to give different style for my data. It's not possible. If I want, what I have to do, I should select it, then I have to use this formatting options. But if you want to give a different style for your table and all, it will be available in the format as table. So now let's see that. You need to select the range like this. Then click on format as table. See, these are built-in table styles. So you can choose whichever you want. Now, what it is displaying? Where is the data for your table? I have already selected the range. So it is showing it is from A21 to E31. And my table as headers has been selected. Why it is selected? Because here I have the headings. Let's say I don't have a heading. Currently I have the heading for my data, but if I give I don't have a heading, what it does, it will consider this row data also as what? A record. But this is, if you do by mistake, no, just press Ctrl Z. Don't deactivate if you have given a heading. If you have not given a heading, then deactivate the option. Okay. Currently, I have a heading, so I did Ctrl Z. That is undo. Now, I want to use a shortcut key to format this data as a table. So, how to do it? shortcut key to format as a table is format what? A data range as a table is Control T. Press Control T and then click on OK. Now you can see here we have table styles. Whenever you click outside, the table tools will not be visible. When you click inside the table, and if you see in the title bar, there you can see table tools. Below that, we have an option called as design. And here we have table styles. Again, if you want to change to different table styles, you can apply whichever styles you want. Now let's say I'll select this. In this table now, one more uses, if I want to know the total, if I click here, okay, and in this table tools design, below that itself we can see header row, below that here you have total row. Click on that, it shows something here. I clicked inside the cell and then it was showing what? It is showing 10 in date of joining. Why it is showing 10? Because there are totally 10 records. But I don't want for this one. I want to know what is a total salary. Whenever I click in these cells, it will show the filter button. When I click on this, if I want to know the total salary, so what you can do, you can click on here sum. Okay, it will show the sum of this range. Mainly table it is used for organizing data. Okay, now and for analyzing it also. Now what I do is, I don't want to know the total, I want to know the average. So you can click on this, select here what? Average. If you want sum, you have to click on sum. Average, you should click on here average. If you want to know the highest value, click on this, select here max. So which is the maximum salary in this range? It is 28,000. If you want the lowest salary, click on this and then click on here min. Okay, so if I don't want this row, I can disable this. Okay, if you want to make some formatting, if I click on this, currently I'm deactivating this now. What changes have been done in this table? See, we don't have here header row at all. If you want to have a header row, this has to be activated. Banded rows, see, there was for each row of border was there. I removed it, but again I'm enabling. See here, banded columns. Now we have for columns. If I click on first column, the text of the first columns becomes thick. If I want for the last column, you can use this option. And here we have filter button also. This filter button is same as what we use for filter. We press Control Shift till right. The same filter is present in this table also. Okay. And here, if I want to give a name to this table, I should not type it here. Before what I showed, how to rename a range, right? So now I don't want to rename a range. I want to rename a table. So you should not select it. When I say range, what I was doing, I was selecting entire range and I gave a name. But it was only showing a name when I selected that range. But in table, it is not like that. When you format it as a table, right? When you click anywhere within a table, you will have table tools. Okay. Now, I want to change the name of this table to main data. What I'm giving here? Main data. If you give a space, will it accept? See, I'm giving here main space data. It won't accept. There is a syntax, means there is a way to give a name. So what they have given, it should start the letter R underscore symbol and should not include space or character that is not allowed, and it should not conflict with an existing name in the workbook. That means what? if you have given some name to some table, let's say same name, main data for some other table in the same workbook. So it should not conflict, means you should not give the same name. You have to give a different name. Currently here in my workbook, have not given it. So I'm selecting the table, means I just click inside the table range. Then under table tools, we have here table name, no? Give backspace and then type the name. If I want to give a space, what I have to give? If you want, you can give underscore data. Then click outside. Here also same. Say if I go to sheet 3, if I want to access that main data table, no, you can click on this, select your main data. Now what you can see, now it has switched to that particular range. Students, I want to tell you about the assignment. Now, whatever we have done in previous session and this session, you have to create one workbook. Okay, just enter the data, that is name, place, department, salary, and date of joining as a field names. Then enter the data. What are topics we have covered? No, first you have to practice it. You should have all the files, means all the data in one workbook only. That means in first session what I have done, that should be done in sheet 1, okay, in the same workbook. Second session in sheet 2, third session sheet 3, okay, like this within a workbook only you have to only practice. And I'll be sharing one assignment on Monday. Today I'll be sending one practical assignment, but the assignment shall be sending on Monday. It includes home tab options, like whatever we have covered in home tab, no, all the commands will be there, means you have to use all and you have to do it. Okay, that assignment I'll be sending it on Monday in a group. And today I'll be sharing one simple assignment that is just for your practice. Okay, so whatever you're practicing, please save it. I tell you to share the file. On that day, you have to share the file. Okay. Do you have any doubts in this assignment? Please let me know in the chat. It's not writing. It is just you have to do it practically. Okay. Today I'll be sharing one simple assignment, but whatever you're practicing, I want in different sheets, but in the same workbook. Don't create different workbooks. See, you rename one workbook as assignment, MS Excel assignment. Okay. Whatever you do on the first day, rename the sheet as session 1. Do it in this sheet. Second day, you have to do the assignments. Second sheet, if it is session 2, you have to do it here, session 2. If it is session 3, rename the sheet as session 3. Okay, everything should be there in this. Okay, I'll ask you to share the file one day. You have to share the files. Okay. So I'll give a break of for 5 minutes. So then we'll continue. Okay, take a break for 5 minutes. So exactly at 3:15, we'll resume the session. Sure, my voice is audible to you? Let me know in a chat. Okay. Now, again, I'll click on this design. So what we discussed how to change the tables options and then styles, right? Now, we'll see how to use this. You already learned how to use filter whenever you use a table or whenever you format the data in this table. You will be having all these tools. That is, table tools will be there. Within that, you'll be having properties, tools, then table options, and then styles. Remember, to rename a range, we'll select a range and then we'll type it in the name box. To change the name of the table, we'll type it in the table name. Okay. Now, if you want to use it in table, a filter, you can click on this and then you can use the option, that is arranging in ascending to descending or descending to ascending. It is same as the filter which I have taught before. Okay. And other options, it's like if you don't want to filter, if you want to remove it, you have a filter button. Click on this so it will be deactivated. Okay. And then again, if you want to use it, click on this. You can also use Control Shift L. We have used the filter option. Now, in filter option, you have seen. I'll give an example of filter again. If I want to view accounts person, means like whoever is from accounts department, we clicked on this. We deactivated this option. We selected only accounts and then we clicked on OK. Now, whenever I do like this, now it shows all the field details. Let's say name, place, department, salary, date of joining, whatever you have in the table. But now I want to see only name of the person and his or her salary. So how to view it? So let me clear the filter which I have added here. So that itself, we have a tool called as slicer. You need to click on this slicer. Okay, it is used to view the data visually. Now, again, it is used to filter itself. Now, what I said, I want to see only name and salary, right? So click on name, then salary, click on OK. Now, can you see here? Here we have name and then salary. Now I want to see max salary. You click on max, so it will only show max and his salary. But you can see in the background it is showing all the field details. But if you don't want to see like that, then you can use slicer. Slicer also acts as what? A filter. Okay. If I want to see John's, you can click on John. If I want to see J's salary, click on here J. If I want to see the salary of Mohit, click on Mohit. So it will show his or her salary. To clear the filter, what you're supposed to use, you can just click on this. It clears the filter. Now, if you want to make some changes in this map, you don't want to delete this. You want to have this in your sheet. If you want to give a different style, you can click on this. You can apply here slices styles. Choose whichever slicer style you want. If you want to give a name to this slicer tools, you can type here. Here we have the slicer caption. No, you can change the name, but I don't want to change the name, so I'm not changing it because I've already given the heading as name. No, so I'll be knowing this is of name data and this is of salary. Now, if I don't want this, I don't want to use a slicer. I want to remove it. See, there are two ways to remove it. One is you can select that slicer, you can delete it. One more is you can do right click, select here, remove salary. Okay, these are the two options which you can use. One is what? One is deleting it, and another one is removing that slicer. What you have to do? You have to right click on the slicer and then select here, remove salary. Okay. So now this is our table now. If I have entered any duplicate data or duplicate records, if I want to remove it. Now let's check. In this table, did I enter any duplicate record? So how do we check? You can click on here, remove duplicates. In this, I have the headings. So there's name, place, department, salary, date of joining. So only here, my data as headers have been selected or activated. Now I want checking each column. Like in each column, the data whatever I have given, it is same or different. Okay. So name, place, department, salary, date of joining. By default, all the columns will be activated. If you click on OK, now what it will do? It will check if there is any duplicate record, it removes. If not, it will display no duplicate values found. Now, again, I'll click on remove duplicates. I'll unselect all. If I just give place, now what it will do? If any place details, if it is repeated more than once, that will be removed. See, in place, Bangalore is repeated, then Mumbai is repeated. Any place which is repeated more than once, that records will be deleted. See, 2 duplicate values found and removed, and 8 unique values remain. I just click on OK. Now I want the data back. So what I do? Control Z. If you want to check in each field, we'll be using what? We'll be directly clicking on this remove duplicates, and we should not deselect anything. Okay, all the options should be enabled. Okay, and my data as headers will be activated if you have the heading. If you have not given a heading, you should deactivate it. Okay. Now, I don't want this as a table format. I don't want to use these tools. I want it as a normal range. Okay. So how to convert it? You can go to convert to range. So it is showing here. Do you want to convert the table to a normal range? If yes, click on yes. If you don't want, you can click on no. But now I want to convert the table to a normal range. So I'll click on here yes. But when I convert it to a normal range, what happened here? See, I'm clicking here. Is it showing any tools? No. And I had given a name for the table. You remember? As main data. Let's check. Do we have the data? Let's say I go to the sheet 3. Can I access that table? I'll click on this. So it is not showing main data because I have removed this from data format. It is just a range. When you remove that as a table format, what will happen is that formatting whatever is there, it will retain, but those table tools will not be there. Okay. Why do we use table? Table, it is used to arrange the data and then analyze the data given. Okay. Before itself, I taught you filter, so I did not show you with the filter options. Whatever filter I use there, the same filters will be using here also. Okay. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know in a chat box. Okay. Now we have our next option, that is cell style. What is meant by cell style? I think you know what is cell. What is cell? It's nothing but it is an intersection of a row and column. And we have done here data range, cell range and all, right? So cell style is nothing but applying a format, means like applying the style to a cell. It can be font color, it can be in a different format. Okay. Now for this, I want to apply a different style. So what I do, I have already selected it. Then I click on here, cell style. See here we have different formats. These are predefined formats. Now whichever format you want for your data. Okay. like how you want to style, you want to give a style to your data, you can give. For me, these are headings. So I'll be choosing here for this heading 1. Okay. So now what is the style I have applied to this range? I have applied the style that is heading 1. For which range? For A1 to E1 range. If I click here, what is the cell address of this? G4. If I select from here to here, see, to select, we don't just click and click in the first cell and then don't click in the last cell. What you're supposed to do, you need to select the first cell. From there, you need to select the range like this. Then you need to select here cell styles and then choose whichever format you want. Okay. Now for this names also, I want to apply a different style. Then I select here cell style, and then here I'll give for this this 40% in SN6 format. Okay, so that will be applied. If you want to make your own cell style, if you want to create your own cell style, what you need to do, you need to select here cell style, select here new cell style, give a name. I don't want to give a name, so I'm retaining that style one only. Then I'll click on here format. I don't want to apply any number format here, so I'll select here font, and font should be in this color, and I want to make the text bold, and the font size should be 13, but I don't have 13 here. In the size I'll type 13, and I want to apply a border with that. So here you have different border styles. Now here I want to give a double border, and for that border, if you want to give a color, you can choose whichever color you want. Automatic it is black. I click on your outline, so it shows the preview how it looks. I don't want to change the border color. Then now I'll select here fill. In this fill, I don't want to use this theme colors or standard colors. I want to use this fill effects option. So in this fill effects, we have that is 2 colors. Here you can choose color 1. By default, it is a white, but I want to change this to this color, and then color 2 will give okay. Now you can select any shading style you want, then click on OK. Okay. Now where it will be saved, whatever cell style you have given, it will be saved where? Under cell style. Can you see here custom? Now I want to apply that style to these 2 columns. So first select it, then click on here cell style, click on here custom. Okay. Now see whatever font size I have given 13. So here it is showing as 13, and then I'd apply there what I made as bold. That also it will show here. Now why the data is not displaying properly? Because the column width is not sufficient for the data what I have given. So what I have to do? Should I decrease the font size or increase the column width? What you will do if you want to view the data? If you know the answer, you can type it in the chat box. Now I have entered the data, means I have given some format, but I don't want to remove any format, but I want to view the data which I have given. Yes, you need to increase the column width. So how do we increase it? You can see for both the columns I need to increase. So what I'll do, I'll select these 2 columns, that is B column and C column, and then I'll just do here left double click. Okay, this is one method, and the method is you can click and drag. If you do simultaneously left double click, it will adjust to the contents. But when you are doing click and drag, no, you will not be knowing. Okay, so how much space and how much you have to give. So instead, the best method is what? You can select it, do left double click. Okay. So this is how we can change the cell style. Okay. Now let's see one more option, that is insert. Insert is nothing but what? Insert is nothing but adding. And I deleted a column here, right, which I had as employee code. Now I want to add it. So how do I add it? Now I want to add a column beside A. So how do I add? I want to use a shortcut key and I have to add. So can you tell me if you remember the shortcut key to add a column? Please let me know in a chat box. If you remember, you can let me know. See, if you want to add a column towards left of the selected column, what you need to do is first you need to select this column. So to select the entire column, we'll be using what? Control space bar. Of course, we can use insert. I want to use a shortcut. First, I'll show you the shortcut, then I'll show you the insert option. Okay. Select the column. Control plus. Okay. If you press Control plus, it will add a column. You have to use the plus, which is in num block. We have that number keypad, no, that side, not which is there, beside backspace. Okay. You have to use this plus, which is in the number keypad. If I want to add a row, let's say I want to add a row between J and Sam's data, I want to add one more record. Okay, for that I need to add a row, right? So how do we add a row? For selecting entire column, we'll be using what? Control space bar. Okay, to select the entire row, we'll use what? Shift space bar. Okay, now I want to add a row above Sam. So hold Control and plus. So when you use Control and plus, what it does, it will add a row top of the selected row. Okay, column will always be inserted to the left of the selected column and row will be added above the selected row. Okay, now if I don't want a column, so how do I delete this column? Control space bar. Now what is the shortcut key we use to add? Control plus. For this, what we need to do? Control minus. So when you do Control minus, it deletes that column. Okay. Now, if I don't want this row, what I have to do? Any guesses? What you will do if you want to delete this row by using a shortcut? I'll repeat again. For column, I selected the column by using Control space bar and then I press Control minus. Okay. If I want to delete a row, what we need to use? We need to use Shift space bar to select the entire column, entire row. Then we need to use what? Control minus. Okay. This is by using shortcut. And here, if you just want to use a column, if you want to insert a column or a row, first we can use this option for inserting. If I want to delete a row or delete a column, let's say I don't want this column, I'll just click here. I click on insert. It will show what? This is for insert. If I want to delete it, what I have to do? We have to use here delete sheet columns. If I click inserted column, it is enough. Okay. If I want it back, then what I have to do? Control Z. If I want to insert a column, insert sheet columns. If I want to insert a row, where you want, select it, insert sheet rows. Okay. If you want to insert a sheet or insert a cells, say if I click on your insert cells, it will ask where you want to shift the cells. Okay, if I select here entire row, then you do like this. Okay, but don't do it for cells, do it for row and column. Okay. For inserting a row and column, we'll be using this option, that is insert sheet rows and sheet columns. And if you want to add a sheet, you can go to insert and then click on here insert sheet. See, one more sheet has been added. If you go to here insert, these are the options you're going to get for adding. If you don't want, now let's say I don't want this column, so how do I delete this column? Delete sheet columns. If I don't want a row, delete sheet rows. I'll copy this data. I'll paste it in the sheet 4. I'll tell you why did I paste it. In this delete, we have here delete cells. Now let's say I'll give here shift cells up. Okay, it is shifted there. See, it is deleted. Means it is deleted and it is moved. I'll do Control Z. Again, it comes back. I'll select here delete sheet columns. That column is deleted. If I want it, again I can press Control Z. If I don't want this row, if I want to delete it, I'll select delete here sheet rows. Again, if I want it back, I can do Control Z. But if I use delete sheet, so it will give me a warning. Microsoft Excel will permanently delete this sheet. Okay. If you do Control Z also, you cannot get back the sheet. So please don't delete the sheet if it is important. Okay. I don't want this sheet, so I'm deleting it. If you have any data by mistake, also if you delete a sheet, it will be deleted permanently. You can't use your Control Z. Okay. Then here we have this format. So under format, we have row height and column width. So by default, the row height of the cell. So this is one cell, right? This is row height. This is column. Okay. Which is row height? This is one. Let me increase and let me show you. This is one cell. Okay. This is height. This is column width. By default, the row height will be how much? By default, row height will be 15 and column width will be 8.43. Okay. Now, I'll click inside the cell. I have increased both row height and then column width. If I go to format and then row height, it shows here what is the row height given. Okay. And if I want to know the column width, if you go to format and then if I click on here column width, it shows what is the column width given. Now I want a default row height. So what do? I'll select the entire sheet, format, and give here auto fit row height. Means this will have now a row height as what? 15. Okay. But let's say for column width. Do you think column width will be auto fit when I use here auto fit column width? See, it is not. If you have any data. Now, if I click here, no, if I select format, if I give here auto fit column width, then only it will adjust. Okay. But row height will be adjusted to the default one, that is 15. And then here we have hide and unhide. If you want to hide a rows, now I have come back to this data one sheet. Now I want to hide these rows. I want to hide 2, 3, 4, 5. That is second row to fifth row. I want to hide it. So how to hide it? Select it. If you want, you can also use shift space bar and then you can use arrow, downward arrow also to select. Then go to format, hide and unhide, hide rows. Okay. To unhide, what we have to do? Go to format, hide and unhide rows. Okay. Now To hide a column, now I want to hide D and B column. So now I'll select B, then I'll select D. See, but the selection of B is cleared. If you want to select at the same time more than one column, means if it is not continuous data, what you are supposed to do, select the column, then hold control key, and then again select the column. You should not leave control until you select. Later, you need to leave control key, and then you should select what? Format, hide and unhide, hide columns. Okay. Now, if you want to unhide all the columns, what you need to do? Select the entire sheet. What is the shortcut key to select the entire sheet? To select the entire sheet, we can use a shortcut key, Control A. Now, go to Format. Then what you have to select here? Hide and unhide columns. So now we have seen how to add a row, how to delete a row, how to add a sheet, how to delete a sheet. So for adding, you can use a shortcut key Shift F11, or you can go to Insert, select Insert Sheet, or you can also click on this plus. To delete a sheet, what you can do? You can go to Delete, click on Delete Sheet, or what you have to do? You can do right click on a sheet. Here also have an option called as Delete. Okay. Now the next option what we have is rename. So how do we rename a sheet? There are two ways, right? One is you can right click on the sheet name, then select rename. For this, I'll just give the name as data 2. Okay. And for this, I'll want to give the name as data 3. So how do you rename it? Second method is what? Left double click, give backspace, type the name, click outside, right? So what we have the next option here, we have next tab color. So these are sheet tabs, right? If you want to add a tab color, you can do right click on the sheet, select here tab color, choose whichever color you want to apply for the sheet tabs. Right click, tab color, choose a color, right click, tab color, then apply a color. Okay, like this you can apply it. And what we have the next option, move or copy sheet. See, move is like cut and paste. Like once you move, no, it won't be there in that position. Like from where you copied or you made it cut. When you use copy, no, you will be having an original copy also, and again you will be having one more copy. You remember, I had one sheet called as main data. I copied it as a and this sheet. I'll show you once again. Now how many sheets are there? There are 3 sheets, right? If I want to move this, I don't want to make a copy. I want to move this sheet to the end. Okay. I'll do right click. See, there are 2 ways. One is you can do it here also, as well as you can use this format, move or copy. Okay. I'll do it on the sheet name only. Right click. Then I want to move. I'm not making a copy of this. I'm not creating a copy of this sheet. I'm just moving it. Okay. So I'll select here move or copy. I want to move to end. I'm not copying. So I'm not enabling here create a copy, and then I'll just click on here. Okay. Now see where it is moved. It is moved to the end. Now here we have data 2 now. I want to make a copy of this sheet. So how to make a copy of this? I have not given any data in this except in this cell. So let me just make a copy of this. So right click. Then what you need to do? You need to select here, move or copy. I want to move to the end itself. So I click on here, move to end. Then you need to enable here, create a copy, and then click on OK. See, we have a copy. When you have some data and it's some, let's say somebody has sent you some confidential data and you are making some changes, but you're not sure that like what are the changes you are doing, no, it is correct or not. So what you can do, you can have a copy of it. Okay. Then later, if you are sure that the same data you wanted, you can retain it, or else you can delete it. Okay. So here we will be using what? Move or copy. Now, if I don't want it here, if I want it to move between data 3 and data 1, you can just drag and drop. See, wherever you want to drag and drop. Like this also you can do. And we have done protect sheet, lock cells and all. And here we have auto sum. You remember we have done sum, average, max, min, count. Now I want to know, like whatever we have done in this today's session. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the chat. Okay. So before going to clear, no, before going to fill option, we'll do clear. Now let me go back to this data. Data one. I'll copy this data, Control C, come back to data one, and then I'll paste it. I'll copy the same data and paste it here. So here I have entered some data, but I don't want any data to be inserted in the cell. I have entered here formatted data, right? I have this data in 6 cells. So here we have this clear. When you click on clear, everything will not be cleared here. So when you click on that, you have certain options. If I use your clear all, it clears the format what you have applied. It clears the contents also. Okay. If I click inside the cell, clear formats. So here, if I click on your clear formats, only formatting is clear, but not the content. Okay. Now I'll select the cell, clear contents. Formatting is still there in the cell, but what is cleared is content. Now here again, if you type no, that text also will have the same format because we have just cleared the contents but not the format. Okay. Now I'll select this and I'll use clear contents. We have done this. Here we have clear comments and hyperlink. What is meant by comment? Here comment is nothing but it is an explanatory text attached to the cell. It will not be inserted within a cell. Shortcut key to add a comment. Let's say I have entered some data here. What it is place name. I want to give the name as place name for that. Means if I just want to give the explanation, what I have given within a cell, you can use a shortcut key Shift F2. Shift F2 is a shortcut key to add comment. Okay. If you want to edit it also, we need to use Shift F2 only. So here I'll give place. Okay, I'll click outside. Now again, when I click here, it shows place. Means it is not a text, it is a text which is attached. Okay, the text is not inserted within a cell. So we call it as what? A comment. Comment is one which will be attached to the cell, not within a cell. Okay, it's something but it's an explanatory text, that's all. If you have given any comments like this, okay, in your workbook or a worksheet, we don't want these comments. You want to clear all the comments which you have added. So to clear all, you can select the entire sheet. Then if you go to clear comments, so wherever you have added a comment, right, So that will be cleared. Okay. And here we have clear hyperlink. So what is meant by hyperlink? So hyperlink is nothing but a link which takes you to the different page. It can be to a web page, it can be to any files which is present in your computer, or to any cell, any range within your workbook. Okay. Now I'll type here www.google.com. Okay. Once I press enter, it becomes what? It becomes a link. If I click on this, can you see that hand symbol? So what happens when I click on that? If there is an internet connection in my system, as soon as I click on that, it opens what? Google's home page. Okay. But I don't want that as a link. I just want as a normal text. Remember, if I want to click inside this, and if I want to make it as a normal text, it is not possible by clicking on that. Whenever I click on that text, it will link, but it should not link. Okay, that hyperlink format, I want to clear it. So how do I clear? In a keyboard, we have arrow or directional keys. No, beside number keypad, we have arrow or directional keys. So use those keys, select that cell. Then what you need to do, select here, clear, and then here you have to give what? Clear hyperlink. So I've cleared the hyperlink. Now if I click on this also, it is not showing the hand symbol. That means what? It's not a link. And if I don't want that format also, I want to clear the formats that is in blue color, that also I don't want. I just want as a regular text. So what I need to do, here itself, you can click and then give your clear hyperlinks and formats. So it becomes as a regular text. It's not a link. If there is any link, if you want to make it as a normal text, if you don't want to keep it as a link, what you're supposed to do, you need to select the cell. Not by using mouse, use the arrow or directional keys, and then you need to select here clear, and then what you have to use? You have to use your clear hyperlinks. Now, under clear, what are the options we have learned? Clear all, clear formats, clear contents, clear comments, and clear hyperlinks. Remember, clear all, whatever you have within the range or within a cell, everything will be cleared. Okay. Clear format, only formatting will be cleared, not the content present in a cell. Clear content, contents will be cleared, not the formats if you have applied. Okay. Clear comments, it's like reading a comment. You have added a comment to a cell. You don't want it means you can clear it. Okay. And once again, I'll tell you the shortcut key to add a comment is Shift plus F2. Okay. Again, if you want to edit it, now for this itself, I'll give the name as a hyperlink. Shift F2. I'll type here as hyperlink. Okay, just given some name as hyperlink. Now, if I want to edit it, no, see, it's not possible at all. So for that only, again, if you press Shift F2, click inside the cell, press Shift F2. Now you can make the changes. Okay. Now what you will do if you don't want the comment, you will click there. And what you will do? Clear comments. Okay. So before going to fill, I'll show you a few options which you can use without going to fill also. I'll enter 1. The next the next number what I want is 2. Like that only I want as 1, 2, 3, 4 till 15. Okay. I'll select and block these 2 cells. Okay. Click and drag down. Okay. This is one method. If you want the same number to be repeated, you can give 1. Just click and drag. This format we call it as linear, and this is called as growth. Okay. Now let's say I want like 2, 4, 6, 8. A difference with two numbers. Like I want 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 like that. Give 2, then 4. Now block these two cells and then click and drag down. Okay. And here I want as 101, 102 like that. So how to do it? Give 101, then 102. Block these two and then pull down. Okay. Now, if I want alphanumeric data, let's say I want MW001. Next, I want as MW002, MW003, like that. What you have to do? Click. As it is alphanumeric data, no, you need not to type it again. Just fill it. This you can do row wise or column wise. See, if I want it in a row, you can do like this, click and drag. Okay. If you want it, let me see, I give here 1. If I want the same value, see? Okay. So in the next class, I'll be showing you this fill options. Okay. I hope you have understood the topics which I have covered today. If you have any doubts in this, please let me know in a comment. Please let me type in the chat box. Okay. Now, as I told you, you'll be having the assignment, the main assignment of home tab, which I'll be sending it in group on Monday. That is the main assignment. Today I'll be sending you one assignment. It is just a practical assignment. And whatever topics I have covered today, what you have to do, you need to practice it and you have to save with the name what? Session 3, or if it is session 4, rename it as session 4. But whatever files, like whatever you're practicing, I want within a workbook only. You don't create different workbooks. Within a workbook, you add a sheet and then you rename a sheet and then practice in that. Okay. So we'll continue in the next session. Thank you.